It's been some time, hasn't it? Both on YouTube and Twitch. To say the least, my internet connection was total garbage, apparently. And, apparently my wireless connection was set to the default instead of my wired connection. Oh well. What can you do, I guess? Anyway, we're here now. Today is well, it's a Monday. That's all I could say, really. And also Doom the Dark Ages is out. And it just so happens that I have a copy of Doom the Dark Ages in there. Alright, give me a second. Apparently I gotta update my drivers and all that. Yeah. Right, so, let me think. Yeah, it's been some time since I last streamed on Twitch, hasn't it? I'm currently on Restream right now. Streaming Doom the Dark Age. I've recently finished on YouTube playing through the Oblivion Guild quest that is the Dark Brotherhood. However, that still remains the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, and of course, the Thieves Guild. Now I gotta say, obviously right now, I'm taking a bit of a break from Oblivion, much as like I'm taking a forever break for Yakuza 0. You know, I really want to go back to Yakuza 0, but I want to finish it on my own terms now at this point. Because I feel like if I want to do the game justice, I gotta beat the game first, get everything all sorted, and then play it again. About like a year after. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. With the Oblivion remaster having been released a while ago, it's been very interesting to see what the community has made of it. And to say the least, it's also been very vindictively satisfying to, well, watch people praise Oblivion. While this may be sort of a moot point, given the fact that Oblivion is a 2006 game, 2007 depending on their version we're talking about, at the same time, I can't help but feel that it serves as a reminder as to why Bethesda Games was great at one point. And, yeah. Oblivion is the reason of that. Skyrim is probably the most recent example of that, but Oblivion is both a solemn and more clearly cut, dry, obvious reminder as to why Bethesda was popular in the first place. And I hope Bethesda themselves actually take a note of that. That being said, now that we're moving away from Bethesda Softworks, we're now focusing on id Software itself. Doom the Dark Ages is a very much, for lack of a better word, interesting entry so far. I dare even say that it may be the Doom 3 of this generation. Okay, that's a bit of a bold statement because Doom 3 was arguably not a bad game, but the game that's known for the worst fucking shotgun to ever exist, to the point that you need to walk up to someone, sniff their breath, and then all of a sudden you could actually line all the pellets. I don't give a shit if that's how it's meant to be played. That's still a fucking horrible shotgun. It's the world's best melee weapon, but worst ranged weapon, to say the least. Anyway, so, the reviews for Doom the Dark Ages has been very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And this is due to the fact that it is, as Hugo Martin has proclaimed, a return to form for the Doom series. So, I think I'm trying to remember what they described it as. The first 2016 Doom is best described as run and gun. Then Doom Eternal is considered to be like pounce and jump and such, right? And now Doom the Dark Ages' whole motto is stand and fight. In which that is a interesting dichotomy to approach with that mentality. As the original Doom games, and even to some extent Doom 3, and even subsequently the Quake games, all have always been, at their core, run and gun. There's always been some jumping every now and then, bunny hops and rocket jumps and what have you. But at the same time, standing and fighting is arguably something that is uncommon in these types of games, mostly just due to the fact that the amount of projectiles that come at your way is absurd. So, with that in mind, I have seen some reviews for Doom the Dark Ages with the previews and such, and it's been interesting, is what I'll say. One moment. But yeah, it's been interesting to say the least with how the game is very much more slowed down, I suppose you could say. Although that is with good intention. There's now a change in difficulty settings and such, but I won't touch that until at the very least getting past the first chapter, in which afterwards I'll probably set the difficulty to hyper lethal mode, as I like to call my patented, difficulty modifier setting. For those who don't know, hyper lethal mode usually means I have an equal chance of killing everything, and everything has an equal chance of killing me. It's kind of like Dante Must Die mode, except, it's a lot more fun, because everyone's got high HP and high damage output. It's a matter of who the hell hits first. It's pretty much a game of chicken, I guess you could say, which is pretty good too, but a pretty good description of it too, so. Alrighty, let's see what's going on with, Alrighty, so what's going on with some other games while I'm waiting for my drivers to be